Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zhang here, and welcome back to week 7 of the WBE. Of course, I'm the coach of the Melbourne Rotoms, and this week we're up against Tup. And really excited for this week because I'm actually using a very unorthodox team. This was built by a couple of members from my front office, so thanks to all of those who volunteered and joined. I had like no time to look at the matchup or build at all this week, and one of the members, particular, which is his username, built this really interesting team. I'm not sure how it's gonna go, but you know, I've been using a lot of more standard teams in all of Draft League, and I want to kind of break out of my comfort zone. And I felt like, you know, this team definitely had the potential to do so. So excited to see how it goes. We'll definitely see. Yeah, we'll definitely see how it goes. It has a lot of interesting stuff like Timid, Normalium, Z, Kartana. It has a Miltank, which could potentially set up and just win this match. Although there is the Mismagius. I actually don't know how to pronounce that properly. Because I never see it in VGC. So that's going to be a little bit annoying to break through. In fact, it actually gives this team a fair amount of trouble, but that's where Conkeldurr comes in. I'm going to lead with Mamoswine to get rocks up immediately, forcing him to basically defog, bring his defogger out. And once he brings his defogger out, then Miltank can potentially set up. This Kartana is a Swords Dance Timid Normalium Z set, so has the potential to maybe get a Swords Dance up in front of something like Rotom Wash or the Klefki, and then set up from there. So pretty excited to see how this goes. You know, we've had a pretty mixed season so far. Had some really good wins, had some really tough losses as well, but overall I've been having a lot of fun, and yeah, even if I lose this one, I won't feel too bad. I just kind of want to break out my comfort zone and try some new stuff, and see how it goes. Alright, so it's gonna be Rotom as a lead. Okay, it's definitely a solid lead by him. So I actually have Freeze Dry on this set. So I want to see, and this is Sash, by the way. I want to see how much Freeze Dry does. You might just Hydro Pump. Let's see, I have 140 special attack. Not too much. It depends on his investment. Let's see. Hydro Pump. I don't want to go into Miltank too early because there is the Mismagius in the back. You could also click Will-O-Wisp. Kind of want to go into Conkeldurr, actually. Should be able to take an attack. Rotom shouldn't be able to do too much afterwards, and then I threaten with coverage with everything. This is Flame Orb Guts Conkeldurr, by the way. AV might have been a little bit better to specifically deal with Rotom, but like the Guts just hit so hard against his entire team. So he has a bunch of options here. I mean, Will-O-Wisp, Hydro Pump, or just a straight defog, but he's probably not going to defog immediately. I actually Volt Switch. Wow, what a call there, jeez. Was that Specs too? That must be. That's such a hard read on turn 1. Wow. Okay. That really looks like Specs too. It's gotta be. This is not what I expected at all. Very cool. Let's see, not AV, choice Specs. I feel like Hydro Pump is just like safer there, but it ended up working out for him. Really aggressive play, but nicely done on his end. Let's see. Yeah, that has to have been Specs. And he got a high roll on that too. Like max Modest against this spread does 57 to 68. Looks higher on the 68 end. But that means we know it's going to be very offensive Rotom. Mismagius coming in is interesting. Okay. That being specs really changes a lot. I don't want to just give up Conkeldurr this early on. What does this Mismagius want to do? Shadow Ball? How much does Shadow Ball do to me? Let's see. 84 to 99. It could be Z. Yeah, I don't think it's worth giving up Conkeldurr this early, especially when I have something like Matisse in the back, which can heal it up. I don't really know who to go into either, though. I mean, Matisse could be okay here. I could get a Wish off. Yeah, go switch into it. I don't really know what Mismagius does here. I didn't prepare for it too well. It's gonna sub. Okay. Sub left is interesting. Yeah, this is actually going to be a really difficult set to break through, I think. So I don't have a way to really hit it for very good damage. I'm gonna Moonblast here and see what he wants to do. He's definitely got a great start to this game, though. Like, seriously, props to him. Okay. So, Rotom Wash. Specs. That turn 1 play was nuts, though. Seriously, props to him. I almost stayed in and just clicked Stealth Rock, too. Oh, what am I doing? I forgot. The Miltank is scrappy. I should just be bringing Miltank out. Yeah. I should have been doing that from the start. Yeah, Miltank coming out here would have been a lot better. I just clicked Moonblast here to break this up. I want to scout out for what he wants to do. I mean, he's leftover, so I'm guessing it's like a bulkier variant, but Miltank really does have the potential to just come out and maybe start cursing up immediately. He's just gonna Shadow Ball. Okay. Ah, that's not good. Huh, okay. You probably, I mean, you sub or Shadow Ball here. Alright, let's go to Miltank. If we beat Hariyama, I think Miltank actually just wins this game. That's the win condition we have to set up. But we've taken a lot of damage so far, and we haven't gotten anything off in return, which is the downside. Yeah, Mismagius is a pretty tough Pokemon to break through. Especially because it was Specs Rotom and I wasn't AV. Like, the combination of that meant Conkeldurr took so much damage that it shouldn't have. If I was just typical AV, I think would have taken that Volt Switch fine. He'd come in and I can just click knockoff repeatedly. And he'd be in a kind of tricky position. But if I am able to pass the Wish back to the Conkeldurr, then I mean, it really has unresisted coverage against Tup's team here. But I'm going to have to break through Mismagius, which is going to be tough. Special defense drop there is kind of unfortunate too, but oh well. This is an obvious switch though. Let's see if he calls it. Okay, he just subs. Yeah, that's a safe play on his end. That's fine. Kinda want to just curse here. I'm gonna go for a curse. Oh, he's a nasty plot set. Okay. Nasty plot Shadow Ball. What's the last attack then? This is scary. I kind of want to switch out here because I want to scout out for a Z move. Oh, man. Yeah, I was ill prepared for Mismagius for sure. What do I think his last attack would be? Probably a fighting type attack to hit Miltank specifically. This is gonna be really tough to break through. Does it get Focus Blast? What fight? Does it get any fighting type attacks actually? No, it doesn't. So can we survive a +2 something? I don't want it to get another nasty plot off, but I don't want to just throw away Miltank. I mean, what could it be using that could knock me out? I don't think it has anything. I just don't want to take unnecessary damage, but I kind of need to break this sub. Oh, HP fighting? Okay, so he's not... Oh, obviously he's not Z. What am I saying? Oh, man. That's a cool Mismagius set. I really was not prepared for this. Okay, we know it's full moveset though, at least now. I can't give up Miltank, it's too important. Man, it has such good coverage against me too. If I'm him, subbing here is safer. But I can't just risk losing Miltank immediately. I don't even know how I break through this, to be honest. We need a big attack off with Mamoswine, because I'm sashed. And then maybe Kartana comes in and gets the KO. But he probably subs here. This is definitely winnable, but it's a really tough start. Okay, maybe go out into Matisse. Yeah, I mean, I should have anticipated nasty plot. Like, it's not too surprising, but I just don't know what Mismagius did in singles before this. Okay, well, I should be able to take a Shadow Ball. I'm actually thinking of wishing here. But does that accomplish anything? He Shadow Balls, I wish. And then I just die next turn. So I think I just need damage on this thing. Oh, that gets the knockout? I thought how much does that do? Okay, well, now I have to bring in Mamoswine. I'm getting completely outplayed so far. It's gonna be really hard to win this, I think. But obviously not giving up. Props to top, man. That's a really sick set. Oh, I'm trolling. This mage just says levitate too. What am I doing? I need to chip it so that Kartana can maybe get the knockout. This is so tough, dude. This nasty plot set is just really nasty. That was a really good bring because that counters Slowbro so well too. I mean, like, that was just a complete, yeah, like in team building, like I think like definitely didn't consider Mismagius enough. with Nasty Plot. Looking at it, it actually has insane coverage against my team. I think I definitely underestimated it. Would have needed like maybe like Grassium Z Cortana specifically to counter it, but otherwise like, there really actually isn't too much on my team to hit it. Like the more I look at it, so wow, that's a really gnarly set. Oh, he actually swapped out. Okay, maybe fearing Scarf Icicle Crash or something. That's good. We at least forced the Mismagius out. Okay, so Hariyama's in now. He's obviously going to want to click Close Combat. Yeah, I think it's fine for Slowbro to come in here. Well, okay. This is doable still, but it just got so hard because I took all this damage with Miltank. I mean, I should have expected Hidden Power Fighting. I don't know why I was like, has no fighting type attack. Like obviously it's gonna have Hidden Power. I've just been kind of playing brainlessly so far. Okay. What wants to come in here? Maybe Mismagius? Kind of want a Toxic here, but this could be a Guts Hariyama, obviously. I don't think that's too much of a problem, though, even if I Toxic it. Because he's already knocking out things anyway, and he's not knocking out Slowbro anyway, and I can just slack off continuously. Okay, you just swap out. Could be like Klefki coming out. Oh no, it's Rotom. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, hopefully we hit this. So this next turn is going to be interesting, because obviously the switch out into Mamo is very obvious. And if I switch out into Mamo, he could just click something like Hydro Pump, right? And I don't want to just lose. I feel like if I called this turn correctly, he can maybe bring some momentum back into my favor, but if I don't, then I'm really screwed. Let's look. From his perspective, it's... If you click Hydro Pump... It's Hydro Pump, Volt Switch, Thunderbolt. Like, which one of the ones do you want to go for? Just the Mammo switching is so obvious. But I could see him clicking Hydro Pump. But if I manage to switch in Mammo on the electric type attack, it's just he made that crazy prediction turn 1, which makes me think he'll want to, like, he's playing, like, you know, more risky. It's just that it's like switching to Mammo is such an obvious move that I can see him. Otherwise, my move is to slack off here. Let's see, if I lose Slowbro, that's a really big problem, though. I don't have a guaranteed safe play here, though. I need to basically call what he's gonna do. If I'm him, I think I'd be clicking Hydro Pump. I'm gonna stay in. Man, okay, that's really bad. I think that honestly might be game. I just, like, if I switch into Mammo there, he's in such a bad spot. But I guess the switch out was so obvious that he decided not to. Top has really outplayed me this game, man. Props to him. Yeah, I mean, if I switch out into Mammo there and he Hydro Pumps, then I lose so much momentum myself. Okay. Okay, how do we win this? That's the first question. That's so frustrating, man. If I switch into Mammo there, we're actually not in that bad of a spot. Really not. But he has really just outplayed me consistently every turn. Like, I've been getting wrecked. So, seriously, props to him, because that's sick. Let's see. So this is Z Giga Impact. Cortana, but this isn't the right time to bring it out. That's a really frustrating turn. But what can you do? I'm thinking maybe I bring Conkeldurr out. How much does Mamoswine do? Definitely not enough. How fast is his Hariyama gonna be? That's the other question. I don't think I can sweep with Miltank anymore, so maybe I bring that in and get some damage off. I mean, right now it's possible for me to get 6-0'd, so we need to not get 6-0'd. Tup has just played phenomenally with that Specs Rotom, though. Seriously. Seriously, well done. I mean, he's made basically the 2 correct calls with it both times. Like, and if I get the correct call, then I feel like we're actually in a pretty solid spot. Alright, so he's in close combat. Maybe Cortana can still pull this off. Really good prep on his end. I could bring in Cortana now. This actually could be the perfect time to bring in Cortana and Swords Dance. If I get the Swords Dance off, Cortana maybe can actually still win this game by itself. Okay. It's just like he might just stay in close combat, right? I really want a Swords Dance here. I think I'm so far behind, I kind of need to make a play here. Actually, does he knock me out with close combat? I think so. I want to check. Yeah, if he's max attack, brave he will. Alternatively, my goal, I could just attack here, but then I wouldn't be able to win the game. I think, because I'm far behind, I think I kind of need to go for this. Oh, you stayed in too. Okay, it was worth a try. Yeah, I got completely blown back here. I think that's the strategies on this team definitely worked. I just really got caught. I mean, he played so well with Specs Rotom. Like, that was nuts. Alright, let's just try to get a knockout or two. A lot of good lessons to be learned from this week, though. I mean, Mismagius just completely blew me back. So much to the point where I couldn't set up with anything. That was number one. He played phenomenally. I mean, he played perfectly every turn this game, to be honest. Like, he made the right call every dang turn, which is really impressive. Yeah, I thought that might have been an opportunity to actually potentially set up and act completely sweet, because he might be inclined to switch out into something like Clef Key there, instead of just giving me a free knockout / beast boost. But he ended up not. Okay. I'll bring out Mamo, I guess. Seriously, so well played on his end, though. Jeez. I'm probably gonna get 6-0, to be honest. Mismagius was the #1 factor, though. Like, I don't even know. Okay, in order for my team to really properly beat it, I feel like I would need probably AV Conkeldurr and Grassium Z Cortana. Or Scarf, maybe. No, Scarf wouldn't do anything. Grassium Z, yeah. Otherwise, like, I'd have to bring, like, Guzzlord, maybe. But that still kind of gets dunked on by sub-nasty plot. That was such a cool bring. Yeah. Alright, let's try to get a knockout or two at least. I'll click Freeze Dry here. Okay, that didn't even get the knockout. I thought he'd be switching out. That's cool. This is like the worst game, worst case scenario in every way, shape, and form. There's so many things that could have gone better. Like if I just stayed in turn 1 and clicked Stealth Rocks, it would have been amazing. If I called the turn right with Slowbro, like everything was like a total disaster. My reads were just completely off this game. So props to top. Oh, EQ here, I guess. I bet he switches out into Mismagius here. He should, actually. Huh, no. Yeah, it's a 5-0. Props to top, man. I think he was 0-6 coming into this week, but I got completely destroyed by him, which goes to show that you should never really underestimate someone. And I definitely underestimated the Mismagius. Like, I really just didn't even think of that to be a factor. The nasty plot was sick. The sub was really smart too. The lefties made me think, oh, maybe it's like a bulkier variant, but it wasn't. I think, yeah, that's just going back. AV Conkeldurr would have helped maybe with some of the problems, but even then, like, not too much. Also, like, I could have properly, if I played properly with the around the Rotom, like, I could have maybe pulled something off. But he made 2 phenomenal reads. Like, Volt switching on Mammal turn 1 is nuts. And it's not as crazy of a play as it seems, right? Because I've been running Scarf Mammal so many of the times, so like in that position I'm likely to switch out. It's just because of the set I was running this week, it actually like would have been so nice because I had coverage against it. I would have been able to get up rocks and all these things. But he literally beat me with basically 3 Pokemon. I think maybe I do need to risk going for the Swords Dance play against Hariyama. I was just thinking if I actually do get this off, then the Cortana actually can just completely sweep through the entire team. Yeah, let's see. Mismagius, definitely under prep for. I sure actually does so much there. But this has been a roller coaster of a season. We've had like such good wins, and then we've had like crazy, like one-sided losses like this against both Tup and Luke. I don't know. I think the team was obviously a little bit gimmicky, running like Curse Miltank. Actually, the Miltank was fine. I mean, the whole team was fine. Don't get me wrong. Like, I think the team was really cool. Maybe survive a Shadow Ball. Actually, he should just keep subbing here if he's smart. I'm sure he will. Yeah, I mean, so much to reflect on here. I wanted to try something new, and I don't regret it at all. And still, like, seriously, credits to my guy Particular for building this team. I just like think I could have played it better. I mean, Tup also just made phenomenal reads. Like, he actually just Shadow Balls. Okay, maybe we actually get another knockout here if we survive. No. Okay. Yeah, I mean, what is the roll on that too? Like, I feel like I just took so much damage from everything. Like, it was not AV, and what, I was at 90 something HP? Yeah, that was, well, I guess if he's modest, it's guaranteed KO, it looks like. Yeah, I feel like it's better to just keep stopping there, but I mean, I'm sure he didn't care at that point. Obviously, at the game 1. So that was obviously kind of a embarrassing showing on our end, but I think losses like this are good because there's a lot to take away and reflect from. So let's go to the drawing board and think about things. One, Mismagius was just a complete animal here. That thing was terrifying. I didn't really have any good answers against it, and that was a big problem. It had such good coverage that if you look at it, like Shadow Ball plus Hidden Power Fighting hits everything on my team for neutral super effective. And it's a perfect answer against Slowbro specifically. So that's just one of the things where my team, like, he took advantage of the holes that I had in my team fundamentally. So other than something like a Selgor coming out and maybe nuking it with, actually, does Final Gambit even work on this Mismagius because it's Ghost? I don't know. Let's see. Does Final Gambit work on Ghosts? Yeah, it does stop it, right? Okay. So I couldn't have even brought that. Yeah, I would have needed like Z Cortana probably for that, but sheesh. I think Roserade I definitely expected to be coming into this matchup, and it didn't. I think, yeah, I mean, if I went with the more standard team, like, let's say I go with, stick with the Mammal set, maybe AV Conkeldurr, Grassium Z Cortana, or even Normalium Z, just offensive Cortana, because he, like, oh, let's see, what did he end up bringing? Charizard? Like, he didn't, I don't think he ended up bringing a Scarf user, so actually just normal Cortana could have kind of swept through him. I think was thinking like he might want to scarf the Rotom, Roserade, or Mismagius, but I guess just a regular Normalium Z with not timid, but like admin Kartana could have worked out fine here. Or Jolly. We were just scared of like revenge killing from Scarf users, but in the end he didn't even bring anything like that. So a normal Kartana literally could have just got in, like in that position against Hariyama restating, get a Leaf Blade off. Like, what does he switch into at that point? Probably, I guess Klefki was his answer. He probably had Thought Play or Hidden Power Fire Klefki. So, yeah, it's not like Kartana would have completely swept through him anyway. Rotom Heat maybe could have been a good brain, but honestly, yeah, I thought this matchup was decent in my favor, but like the more I look at it, the more I realize that he had a lot of good tools against me. So, I mean, obviously there were, like when you lose this badly, there's two components, right? There's the team building aspect, and then there's the play aspect, and so he called both times correctly with Rotom, so that was really, really well done. And then the Mismagius was also really good. So, I mean, he played each turn like really well. Yeah. I didn't think Aromatisse would faint from the Shadow Ball either, and I guess it should have, right? I mean, the first one did around 40%, so I don't know why I was surprised that got the KO. Like, ultimately, my team was just too slow, right? I didn't get anything off, and like, this is like the perfect example of just getting blown back by something that sweeps you. But to be honest, I would have never imagined, because of my inexperience in singles, like sub Nasty Plot Mismagius, which isn't like, it's probably like the only real set you could be running with it, other than like that. I was thinking it was like a more defensive, tanky set, right? Because he was running sub and lefties. So that single-handedly destroyed me. In addition to all his good calls. So yeah, obviously that was a rough loss, but we're gonna bounce back from it for sure. Thanks to all those that had helped out with the teams the last 2 weeks. I feel like I definitely had okay teams for sure, and like I just didn't play very well either. I mean, last week it was just I blundered against MV, forgetting that I revealed that I wasn't scarfed. And also, I think last week having scarf would have been really, really nice. And ultimately I didn't go for it. And this week, I mean, fundamentally Mismagius was a really big problem, and I think no matter what I would have done, I would have come into this week underprepared for that. The only thing that could have maybe helped out a little bit was like AV Conkeldurr. But the thing is, AV Conkeldurr doesn't even help out that much if it gets... actually, I guess if it gets a Nasty Plot off, I mean, you're trading Shadow Ball, like, decent damage for a knockoff, and that's probably worth it. Although, actually, knockoff should knock out Mismagius. So yeah, AV Conkeldurr, like, the standard set that I normally go for would have helped out because it would have been able to take hits from Rotom better as well as Mismagius. I think Normalium Z Kartana was fine. I still really liked even though it didn't work out, the timid idea. And I thought in the position against Hariyama, that was like the opportunity for it to potentially set up. But he was so far ahead that like I get why he stayed in. Like he's not losing much if he just gets KO'd. But I figured it was worth it in that position. What else? Mamoswine was great, honestly. I just wasn't even able to get rocks up immediately because I thought he'd be like a more defensive Rotom, and I was afraid of Defog obviously coming out. I don't think Bussy can really come out this week, especially against Hariyama. Rotom you could definitely make an argument for, but it does get kind of blown back by the opposing Rotom. Plus, like, Mismagius actually can just set up in front of it. A Selgor maybe can do something here to nuke one thing. Like, if I lead a Selgor, I can trade a Selgor for something, but otherwise, kind of tough to bring in, especially because he's going to be bringing a lot of defoggers. Aromatisse was really cool. I'm really sad I didn't get any wishes off, and I'm really sad I didn't get to set up with Miltank at all. Like, but, yeah, like, I guess both were going to be pretty difficult to do, plus I didn't have experience with the sets, and like once again the Mismagius just blow me back. Guzzlord, like maybe you could actually make an argument for it. Actually matches up decently against Rotom and Mismagius, but it is slower. Mismagius, if it gets like a Nasty Plot off under a sub, can just 2-hit KO it with HP fighting anyway. And Slowbro gets destroyed by both Rotom and Mismagius. So ultimately those were like the two key factors. I think like because I kind of underestimated those, would have needed a stronger, maybe like a Scarf Kartana set, just to guarantee damage off against those, especially because they're both very defensively frail. But the thing is, even Scarf Kartana doesn't work out that well because he can switch into like the Charizard and Klefki. Like he was definitely better. I would say definitely better prepared. But two, like the more I look at it, the more I think like this matchup was actually rather difficult, because he came up with some really good sets. So full props to Tup there. I don't know. I think, like, obviously there's a fundamental team flaw here, but, like, my play was just really booty here as well. Like, I didn't know how to play around Mismagius at all. I was just kind of clicking buttons because I was like, wow, like, I just have no way to beat this at all. And sometimes that happens, obviously, in Draft League and singles, so that's good to learn from. Either way, that was, obviously, like, it doesn't feel good losing like that, but there's a lot to reflect and take away from. So we're 3-4 now, but we've still obviously got a bunch of weeks left, and we're a lot of games remaining. I'd obviously love to make playoffs. My goal is really to just break even and get more experience, and I think like it's worth experimenting with stuff, especially when you feel like it has a high probability of succeeding. So yeah, like the Miltank really would have, like, it sets up on so many things against his team, but I guess the main thing is that he had very good special attacks, and because I didn't bring something like Blissey, which can take like Specs Rotom attacks, and Mismagius, even not even Mismagius that well, to be honest. Yeah, I mean this team is just kind of lacking on the special defense side, which is why I brought Blissey, but Blissey still kind of gets blown back by the like sub HP fighting set that he brought. Maybe AV Conkeldurr would have put in a little bit of more work, but to be honest, no matter how I put it, like with how Tup was playing and the prep that he brought, it would have been difficult to win this. And he completely blew me back. I think if I was making like, I mean, let's see. Okay, I traded Slowbro for nothing, right? And Slowbro was probably a pretty instrumental member of this team. If I switched out into the Mamoswine there that turn, I could have maybe gotten Rocks up, which would have actually been able to chip away at a little bit of everything with all the switches. He probably brings in Mismagius there, and I can actually maybe just click Ice Shard twice and knock it out. Yeah, and I don't see how I win this actually, because I had no answer against Klefki once Mamo went down. Like, Miltank just doesn't do enough against it. Cortana doesn't really touch it as well, so maybe I would have needed Rotom to deal with Klefki. But he covered all his bases really well. Yeah, so tough loss for sure, but hopefully that reflection was somewhat insightful. And I think it goes to show that in Draft League, like, no matter what your opponent's record is, like, I was 3-3 coming to this week, Tup was 0-6, but no matter what your opponent's record is, like, you can't underestimate anybody, because it's like all it takes is just like one really creative set and some good play to just completely destroy you. And I got blown back here for sure. So, you know, we just got to walk away, learn from it, and fundamentally, I like the team that I ended up with for sure. Like, I feel like it is okay for the circumstances, given that I was the last pick in the draft, but yeah, I just my unawareness of certain sets to set up like Mismagius in singles definitely contributed a lot to this loss. But yeah, thanks to all those that helped me prep, especially in particular who really created the bulk of this team and gave me a lot of cool ideas. Just a lot of the sets I think that we anticipated coming out didn't end up coming out, and the Mismagius was just straight fire on his end. And it wasn't even like that crazy of a set. It's probably like, I think if you see Mismagius, that's probably the first thing you expect in singles, I'd imagine. But as a VGC player, like, it was always more of like a, you know, defensive set. And so I need to kind of do better research going into figuring out what some of these more niche Pokemon can do. Anyway, I've been talking for like 15 minutes now. So if you're still tuning in, thanks. I'm just trying to see what else I could have done. Yeah, I mean, like, Rotom Heat maybe could have put in some work, but not really. Yeah, Cortana was pretty difficult to set up properly, as was Miltank, but that was Tup bringing some really good stuff to counter it. I don't know. Yeah, I think fundamentally I would have got, I because of the Mismagius, which I would have not prepared well for, I would have needed to play really well around it anyway, and Tup played like perfectly this game, honestly, so props to him. Anyway, go check him out. He's linked in the description below. Good game, man. It was a pleasure to play you, and we'll try to bounce back next week. We've got, I was going to say Shrink the Schedule is a little bit easier right now because we got a lot of the harder opponents out of the way, but obviously, like, record doesn't really mean much in Draft League. And so really it's just a week-to-week basis. So thanks for watching, guys. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Leave a like if you feel bad for me. Press F to pay respects. But we learned a lot from this one, and go check out Tup. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.